What's this place called?
Law Street Beach.
Yes.
Google it.
Yes.
Check it out.
Nice and warm. Yo, good morning. Happy Sunday. I am coming to you guys from San Diego. This is where I'll be for the next couple weeks. As you guys know, Sarah and I live in Las Vegas for part of the year, but we're both very much consider San Diego home. So my pact to her that every couple of months we'll come spend, 2 weeks or 4 weeks out here. We have this cool little Airbnb, not too shabby. Got our beautiful little puppy over there. That's Sequoia. This is her first time at the beach, first time in San Diego. She was born and raised in Las Vegas. She's about 5.5 months. Super fun taking her out, showing her the world, living vicariously through her excitement for all the new things she's experiencing. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to take you guys along for just a day in the life on a Sunday. This is the first Sunday of 2024. I'm going to share some of the cool shit we're working on, some of the things that I'm thinking about as we move into 2024, and maybe I'll even recap a little bit about how 2023 was, the good, the bad, the ugly. Okay, but if you guys are new here, I have one recommendation. Go subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. I promise if you do, you will make a lot more money this year, probably be a little happier, and probably be a lot sexier. Just saying. All right, so let's talk about what's on the agenda today. Now, I used to be the guy that worked 6-7 days a week. I figured weekends were how you get ahead, grind 24/7. I was one of those guys. Well, I've changed my views on that in the last few years. I think it's important to have balance in your life. I think if you look at any of the natural systems in the world, they ebb, they flow. There's duality to everything in life. There's black, there's white. So to assume that you're going to be on 24/7 is just ridiculous. Come the weekends, I try to not touch screens, computers, think about work, and today's going to be no different. Now, I'm sure I'll still drop some land nuggets, so if you guys like land, you want to learn how to flip land, stick around. Also, by the way, guys, January 15th, so coming up in like a week and a half, we're doing our third launch for Land Insights. This is our V1 launch. We're opening up 25 seats. We've got a whole slew of new features getting added to the platform. Median price tracking, homogeneous price tracking, adding zip codes, adding a whole bunch to the mix. If you guys want to get on the wait list, it's landinsights.co. Just go click on the wait list. If you're a Leah member, you'll get early access on the 15th for the pre-sale. Then if you're on the wait list in the afternoon, you'll get access. And then if you're just in the public, you'll get access if there's any seats left at the end of the 15th. So also one really cool thing is I'm doing 75 hard. That's not that cool. My girlfriend's doing 75 hard. That's not that cool. But we've got our whole entire team and all of our businesses doing 75 hard and probably like 25 or 30 Leah members. And that's fucking awesome to me. I mean, how many coaching programs are there out there where we're not only making more money together and growing our businesses together, we're getting better together. We're instilling discipline. We're working our bodies, our minds. We're taking care of our spiritual fitness, our mental fitness, our physical fitness, and of course, our financial fitness. I just think it's awesome. I was really surprised that anyone was even interested in doing it. Now, if you have a team, I'm going to give you some free game this year. If your team is growing, do stuff like this. It's free to do. And what it does for morale and for camaraderie and for connection is unbelievable. Now, I don't put a gun to people's head and force them to do it, but I invite them to do it. And frankly, once the majority of people start saying yes, no one wants to be the odd man out. And so pretty much everyone says yes. And whether they finish it or not, it's about doing it together. It's about going through hard things together as a team. It's free for you as a business owner. I think it's an amazing way to build camaraderie and connection, especially as we move into the new year. It doesn't have to be 75 hard, but I want you to be thinking about how are there ways where I can engineer camaraderie and connection and culture in my business, especially when your team is spread all throughout the country or all throughout the world. Like most of us land investors, no one has their team in one place. So you've got to be thinking about how can I create connection within my organization. And speaking of team building, I want to share with you guys the number one thing I'm thinking about as we move into this new year. Look at that beautiful girl. So the number one thing I'm thinking about is moving our businesses away from a task delegation model. And frankly, I am the one at fault here. But for the last 5 years, we've really emphasized teams that have very clear roles, clear responsibilities, and have very little autonomy in their decision-making abilities. Most of the tasks just get checked off every day. And if they run into a roadblock, it gets routed to me. And so I've become the linchpin or the decision maker for every decision in our businesses, big or small. And I kid you not, it's gotten to the point where in all three businesses, between Slack, text, Discord, email, I get somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 to 500 messages a day. It's insane. And probably 5% of it actually needs my feedback. And so my big focus this year is how can I create an environment where my team feels okay to make mistakes? They feel like they're in a place where if they make a mistake and learn from it, we're all groovy. In fact, I would rather them make a mistake and learn from it than lean on me to be the deciding factor for all of their decisions. The truth is, in a land business or in a coaching business or in a software business, there's only so many problems that come up. They're really just kind of carbon copies of the same issue time and time again. And there's really just a few different ways we'd handle those problems. And my team actually knows how to do them. Some of our team members have been with us for 3+ years, but I have instilled a culture where people don't want to let me down, where people feel like a mistake could jeopardize their job. Now, I've never emphasized this, but it's just a feeling tone that people have. And so I'm moving away from this model. I'm moving to a place where we're creating leaders, not task doers. And this is hands down the biggest focus for me this year. And I think in that process, we'll create a team that's more capable. We'll create a team that feels like they are becoming more through their work in all levels. And hopefully Sumner will buy back his sanity this year. Because the truth is 2023 is one of the best years of my life, but I'd be lying if I said it did not take a toll on me mentally. Running 3 businesses, having hundreds of folks join Leah, doing, well over 100 deals in our land business, it caught up to me. And it became really apparent the flaws in how I'd built these businesses in terms of the expectations from our team and the culture that I've set. And this is the shit I used to think was so stupid back in the day. Culture, blah. No, it's not. When you hit a certain size and you have a certain number of team members, I think that stuff becomes really important. That's one of my biggest focuses for this year. As well as how do I become the kind of person to lead an army? How do I become the kind of person that can lead dozens of people, 50 people, 100 people? Because I'm certainly not that man yet.
Good morning, or good
75
afternoon.
hard workout number 1.
Bendy shoulders. That's so good.
Oh, there you go. Workout number 2. It's January 7th, first Sunday of 2024. I'm in San Diego. It's 65 degrees out. There's people out and about everywhere. People are running, biking. There's just a real energy and a pulse here and an aliveness that frankly, hardly any other place I've ever been to has. And Vegas certainly does not have. And it's been a real point of contention in our relationship for Sarah and I because this is her home. This is my home in a lot of ways too, but we decided to move to Las Vegas this year and we only spend 6 months out of the year there. It's just a very easy arbitrage. You save 13% on taxes, you move a couple hours east. But when I'm back here in San Diego, I wonder, did I make the right choice? Now, I encourage everyone to move. Moving is a very reversible decision. It's a door that you can go in and out of. And so I think in the long run, we probably will end up here in San Diego again. But it brings up a bigger question, and that question is, why do we want to make money? Do we want to do it to have the optionality and the freedom to choose? And that choosing could look like to live in an expensive state? Or should we just play the game as rationally as possible, save as much on taxes, make as much as we can, but in the process, maybe not give ourselves the options that we'd want? And on paper, it seems like an obvious decision to move to Las Vegas or any state with 0% income tax, especially when you find yourself mainly working. Like when I lived in San Diego, the bulk of what I would do was work. But I've been here for 3 days and my resting level of happiness is so much higher. And I'm like, well, what's the utility of being happier? I guarantee you that makes me more productive. I meet more people, and I probably could outpace that 13% tax just by being happier. I think there's more utility to happiness than taxes. So when I say all this, I'm like, what the hell am I doing in Las Vegas? That hill is right where I used to live. That's Bay Ho, right across from Pacific Beach. There's downtown. Just absolutely gorgeous. God. Under a tree, 10 out of 10 journaling spot. Doesn't get much better than this. Okay, so we just found baby Sarah and baby Chunk. We're about to go watch the sunset at Sarah's favorite sunset spot. What's this place called?
Law Street Beach.
Yes.
Google it.
Yes.
Check it out. Way too cold out. We're committing to the car sunset viewing
with my fat dog right there. All right, dinner is served.
And these do fit my macros for 75 hard.
Yes.
Because we only ate steak for dinner.
And this girl. What's up, girl? All right, we just finished a barbecue. We only ate steak. So we're eating cookies for dinner with eggs, with milk. Very strange meal. An amazing night to be back in San Diego. All of our friends, barbecue, hot tub. This is what makes San Diego so special. Here's the Land Insights team. Oh, Ryland's self-conscious about his hair. Kyle's calling in from a landline or something. Welcome to the vlog, folks.
Landline, yeah.
What do you guys have to say?
Guys? What's up?
All right.
Nothing going on. Doing good.
We're plotting world domination, January 15th. Stay tuned. We just finished our Leah team meeting and then our Land Insights team meeting, and holy fudge, we've got so much cool stuff in the works for you guys. All right, guys, so this is what V2 is looking like. It's still very much a work in progress, but this is how we're building it out. And this is going live for Land Insights members March 27th. So as some of you guys probably know, our V1 launch is coming out this month, January 15th. We've added every zip code in the US and pricing for counties and for zip codes. And we have a little secret sauce there that tells you how homogeneous the pricing is within a county, within a zip code. And we break that down for every acreage range, again, both for counties and zip codes. So that comes out January 15th. We currently use Tableau. That's kind of the backbone of how this tool is built. It's okay, right? It was a fair place to start, but we're migrating away and going to our own custom-built user interface, which launched March 27th. It's gonna be insane. This is my first dance with building a software company. I've learned so much, and frankly, I could not have done it without our amazing team, both Ryland and Kyle. We've all worked on this together, all kind of come together with our unique superpowers and just created something really special. And what's super cool is Ryland and Kyle both started as Leah members. That's how our paths crossed. They both have scaled their personal land businesses, and now we've united and come to work together. That's fucking awesome. I don't know how many communities that happens, but I'm super grateful and I'm super excited. Now, if you want to get on the wait list, go to landinsights.co, hit the waitlist button, get on there. And if you sign up on the wait list, you'll get our free 7-figure market selection secrets program 100% free. All right, guys, I don't know if you remember, but yesterday when I was sitting under that tree and I was journaling, I never told you what I was working on. So what I built out are my core values for 2024. And I think, frankly, being human means being fluid. My values change over time. And I think there's so much wisdom in trying to figure out what do we actually value? Who are we? What do we care about? And using that as our North Star to make decisions this year and beyond. So it's something I recommend everyone do. And I'm going to share with you guys my values for 2024. Now, it's in no particular order, and I'm being frankly really vulnerable. I really don't want to share them, but I'll give you a peek behind what I care about and what I'm focusing on for this year. Value number 1, I do not believe or partake in stress. I know that I'm guided by God and that everything works out in the end. And that's God, however you want to sum him up. That's not a Christian God, not a Catholic God. That's not a special deity. That's just God. I don't really assign myself to one religion. Number 2, I use my creativity and God-given talents in my work. Everything else, I delegate. Just focusing on the areas that I feel like I'm uniquely good at and finding other people that are uniquely good at balancing our deficits, right? Can we be the yin for each other's yang? Number 3, I only work with amazing people, both in terms of the team members in our companies and the folks inside Leah. I have a very high standard for who I want to work with. Number 4, I do not take on projects just for the money. I only work on projects that I love. Money is not the motivator. Money is not the carrot at the end of the stick. It's a bonus, but passion and fulfillment and the joy I feel in my work is more important. And hopefully you guys feel that on this YouTube channel. Hopefully you guys feel my genuine enthusiasm and my love for doing this. Number 5, I work like a lion and take time to rest, both daily and beyond. I do not work like a cow and graze for 10 hours a day. I set big goals, I accomplish them, then I pull back and I rest. And I do that over and over and over again. 6, work is my 3rd priority. 1st is myself and 2nd is those in my life. 7, I create time for adventure. I use other things besides work to learn about myself. For most of my life, work has been the thing that's taught me about who Sumner was, and I'm breaking away from that pattern. My most important work is that of being a leader. I can barely read my handwriting. Abundance effortlessly flows to me and from me. 10, I take care of my community and peers. 11, I do not bring my work into my relationship. I have boundaries and I do not project on others. So those are just a few of the things that are high on my mind for this year. And I recommend everyone go through this. You need to create an operating manual for your life. What I found in years past is it's so easy to default to old programming that might not be serving us, programming that's no longer relevant for us today. Build out an operating manual for who you want to be this year, who you're going to be this year.
Workout plan that I made for myself, but this is our coaching app, what it looks like. So then you click, I'm going to send this to you.
I think it's just not a strong market to begin with. It's a smaller town. It's less oil field than a lot of other West Texas, which really drives the market. So I think it was just a misjudgment on the market demand up front.
All right, guys, we just had John Jasniak come join us for our Monday call with the Leah crew. Super fun call. We had like 54 people on it. And John's just such a wealth of knowledge, man. That guy knows his shit. And I think he's just carved out such an interesting niche in the land business. Frankly, it's very different than how I do business, but I've learned a lot from him. He's a technician. That guy knows land and minor rural subdivides at the back of his hand. And I think really what I've taken away from John is getting very, very familiar and deeply entrenched in specific markets. Markets that have strong sell-through rates, have the kind of demand profiles we like to see. Markets where the regulations are in our favor for development. Markets where there's a real demand for the kind of inventory that we're subdividing, for the product we're bringing to market. And just starting to know these markets like the back of our hand. And I think it's one of the things that John's done such a good job with. It's like a listing comes up in West Texas, the guy can underwrite it in 5 minutes and know if it's a deal or not and know exactly what to offer and knows exactly what his capital improvements are going to be and what it's actually going to require to subdivide the deal because he knows these markets so well. And the model that we teach, the model we execute on, we're usually chasing demand. We're going and looking for liquidity. And so we're bopping around working in so many different markets where he's just going a mile deep in certain markets. And he mentioned something on the call, which I think is super accurate. He said, I think one person can do over $1 billion of land sales in one state. And I believe that, especially a state like Texas. And so these are the caliber of the guest speakers we bring on the Leah side. It's just such an awesome group, man. Such an awesome group. And I think if you can marry what I do and what John does and combine that together with the systems and the team building and the business building combined with John's technical abilities and his understanding of land and land development, whew, that would be a nasty combo. That is a serious, lethal land investing combination. I said that John puts the investor in land investor. The guy's just more of an investor than anything else, I think, at least in his land business. Like one of the things we were talking about on the call, which just highlights it perfectly, John's main metric for his business is IRR. Internal rate of return. Our main metric for our business is ROAS, right? How much money can I cram into my marketing system and how much money can I get on the back end? Another thing that we think about is how long is our money tied up in marketing? That's all I care about. I just think about ROAS. I don't really care about the deal to deal specifics. I know with a large enough sample size, I'm executing the right plan, the math will work out in my favor. Where John's much more focused on the individual economics of the deal. And that's mainly also because he's taking on debt with these deals through owner financing, where we're just buying these things outright. A little bit different in that sense. But yeah, great call. We're going to end this video here. As you guys know, we only have 15 spots every month to join Leah. It's landinvestor.co/apply. As it stands now, some of those have already been taken. I don't even know what day it is, but we got a few more spots left. So if you want to get into the most badass land investing room in the game, look at that. I do that for theatrics. That's how passionate I am about Leah. It's that good. Landinvestor.co/apply. I'll see you guys inside.